The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hey everybody, Harlan Kilstein here, and we have Tim Kroll, who is running the affiliate department over at Living Bling. And what we're going to do is what we're going to show you today is we're going to show you the affiliate back end. It's still being built out, but you can take it and make sales right away. Now, one of the things that you're going to notice, and I want to say this up front, is that the difference between this and the purely Possum affiliate system comes down to one word, and that is tracking. The most important thing about becoming a successful affiliate is the ability to track. And the affiliate program here that we are using is something that's called HitPath. It is an extremely expensive program, and it allows a very high degree of tracking. The reason that we are using this program, even though it's so expensive, is because of the tracking. When you have tracking, Facebook is telling you, okay, these are the people who are exactly making the purchase. These are the people. And then what you can do is once you have that information, go back to your ad, you refine that so that your ad matches what Facebook tells you is working. So pay attention. We're going to go through this from beginner all the way to advanced. And then the following Sunday, I am going to do a session on Facebook advertising because there's a new wrinkle in Facebook advertising which makes it a lot easier to zoom in from the beginning. So go ahead and Tim, take it away.
Awesome. Hey, Harlan, so what if you could just put in that lbtrack.com, that's the sign-up part. I don't want everybody to go to it yet because I want to walk them through this, but we need to at least be able to allow them to have access to that link.
What is it?
It's this part right here. If you look at the screen, it's the lbtrack.com, and it will automatically drop them into this affiliate thing. So this is where they're going to go to sign up. So even if you wanted to just take this part of the link that's right up there, that's where you go. So
it's already the thing.
All right, so listen, folks, don't go there yet because you're going to miss out on actually how to do it, and then you're going to come back and you're going to ask me a whole ton of questions.
Yeah,
and
we shouldn't have put it in because
well, everybody's going to take advantage of it. All right, so here we go. It's super simple to be able to get this signed up. However, there are going to be a few questions. So as you come in here, you're going to see that this is obviously an affiliate application. First thing is cut and dry, contact information, who are you, what's your address, city, those types of things. It is very important, obviously, that the pieces that are starred are filled out. The pieces that are not starred, they're not required. However, the more information that you give us, the easier it is for us to get into contact with you, the easier it is for us to be able to communicate with you. So obviously, first name, last name, email, so on and so forth. As you fill this out, you're going to just continue to scroll down, and you can either copy all of this information from your contact information, or you may need to start it again because some people have two different addresses, one for payment, one for contact information. So as you come down through, all of this, again, is very, very important. It's all critical. Now, here is the one thing that comes up every time on this, and I'm sure we probably have some international sellers that will be signing up. I've already gotten this question. It is critical, and anybody that's in the U.S., you must enter the tax ID or your Social Security number. And then you look at me and you say, well, why? Why do you need to have that? And this is simply for tracking purposes. Mr. IRS comes knocking on our door. They're going to say, why did we pay out so much to this person? We need to be able to track it back, and we have to do that for legal reasons. Now, if you are an international seller, the one thing that they will ask us to do is put in an ID that's 9 digits long. And you can do this as long as you just let us know what those 9 digits are. And again, it's just a way to be able to track where the payments are going. So if you are an international seller, you would need to put in a 9-digit number here, and that would work. But make it your own unique ID. Don't obviously use 1, 2, 3. Okay? Obviously, select payment whom. Do you want it to your personal or do you want it to company? It doesn't matter to us as long as you have these things going. The marketing. All right, so this is another one of those questions that comes up. Why do we ask for the URL? Well, in many cases, some people have websites, some people have Facebook pages, some people have really nothing except for an email marketing campaign. What we're looking for here is to find out what email you use, or I'm sorry, what URL you typically use when you're doing your marketing. So in other words, if you have www.ilovetrees, well, then that would be your main marketing point. Or if you have www.ilovedogs, then that would be your main marketing point. If you do not have a main URL that you're using, then by all means, please don't let this stop you. Just go ahead and put in www.livingbling.com. Okay? So again, as we come on down, now this is your login information. It's going to ask you to go ahead and put in a username, ask you to choose a password, all this stuff as far as enter. Select some of your questions again for security, just in case you happen to lose your password. You can always come back in and actually get access to this. Obviously, put your answer in, and then you're going to click next. I didn't want to go through all of it. I didn't want to take the time to fill it out because when you hit next, all that you get is just a couple of real quick screens saying, do you agree with our terms of service? Feel free to read through that. It's not always necessary to read through it, but it's basically the generic legal stuff that we have to put out there. And then you will have some other things that you need to fill out, such as a 1099 form. If you are a U.S., if you're not, you don't need to fill out the 1099. And then you can either email that to us or you can fax it. All right? So that's as simple as it is to be able to fill out the information. That's all you have to do. I think we probably should just open up real quick for questions, Harlan. Just maybe give it a 5-minute for questions. See if there's anybody that has anything.
Okay, great. Only on what's been covered, please.
Yeah, just on how to fill out the contact information.
Now, what about the people from overseas? What do they do?
Okay, so the only difference for an overseas person, everything else gets filled out the same. The only difference is this part right here. So if you are from overseas, you need to put in 9 digits as a placeholder. That is the only thing that you'll need to do right in this section. So it's the payment information and this tax ID or SSN number. If you are overseas, you fill out and you put in 9 digits there. Okay, any other questions?
Let's take a look. If we fill in the contact info and we live in the U.S., what should we fax or email you?
That's on the bottom. Once you click this next button, what will show up is a 1099 form that you will be able to fill out and print, and you can either then take that print and create a digital copy and email it to us at support@livingbling.com, or you can fax it to us. Harlan, I think you have the number there for that in the office.
Sandra, the fax number is 561-395-7955. Glenna, if you would type that in, 561-395-7, what does it say? 7955.
Okay. All right. Awesome. So that's as simple as it is. So this next step, once you send all this information in, we actually get to take a look at that. And then just for the processes within HitPath is we have to approve you. Once you are approved, you will get an email, and it will say, hey, you're approved. So you will come back directly to this site, and you'll see all the same information. And this is where I get a big question. Okay, well, hey, I already signed up. What do I have to sign up again? Well, you don't. You have to hit the login button. Now all you have to do is log in right here on the top right-hand side. You'll see you can either log in as an affiliate or as an advertiser. You are an affiliate. You put in your username and then that password that you wrote down that you saved, because I know you're going to remember it. You write down that password, you log in, and then all of a sudden you'll be able to log in and see your account. Okay? That's how simple that is. So what I want to do now is actually log in as a test account that I've had, so that way you can actually see when you log in, this is what it's going to look like. This is a test account. Obviously, there's no traffic. So what I've done is I've actually created another site, which would be right here. This is another one. This is just John Doe. It's a fake account, obviously, with traffic that's going onto it, so don't worry about any of the numbers. But here's the coolest thing is, and this is what Harlan started talking about, when you are able to track your information, you now know beyond a shadow of a doubt where you need to put your marketing dollars. And this is what Harlan's going to go all over about. So, for example, if I own this John Doe account and I am the marketer on this, I know my number one offer, which is a campaign, and we'll explain what these things are. My number one is this educational offer. I am getting 6,182 clicks on this. My sales are 6,182, so I have a 100% conversion rate. Man, I am going to dump my money into this one. I also find out, if I look over here, where is my traffic coming from? Well, the majority of my traffic, it's all green here. You can see it's desktop. So 97% of my traffic is going to come from desktop. All of this information now comes back, and without trying to steal any of Harlan's thunder, this is where you get your information to be able to now look at your Facebook ad and be able to optimize your Facebook ads. The other parts up here, you can see here your total dollars as far as how much you've made year to date, how many were the total sales. You can see your average conversion is 97%. Your clicks here are costing you about $1.06. Your earnings are at $1,184. Again, all of this is now, and I'll take you in and show you some of the more details, but this is what it will look like once you start driving traffic. And one of my favorite things, to be completely honest, is this whole part here where it will actually break down your iPhone, your iPad, your Android, and if there's anything else in here. But this tells me too, and Facebook will allow you to get this detailed, this tells me now where all of that traffic is coming from, and it's very, very valuable data to be able to focus and spend my marketing dollars more effectively. All right, so this is what it looks like if it's going to have traffic. So let me go ahead and shut that one out, and now I'm going to go into a live account that I've created specifically so that we can actually walk through these things so you can always find them. This is your dashboard. This is your landing page. This is where you will find all of the high-level views. You'll see campaigns showing up here. You'll see your clicks and sales and so on that we just showed you in that sample picture. All right. As we go through this, if you ever get lost in any of these fields and you want to know, hey, I want to go right directly back to my dashboard, I'm going to come right here, and under Systems, you'll see Dashboard. So let me just click off of it just real quick. Just go back in here. So now I'm off. How do I get back to that dashboard? Okay, Systems, Dashboard. Boom. I'm now back on that home page where I can find all of that information and I can see it at a glance. So that's how you get back to that. So that's the first thing. Now, second thing is, okay, I know I'm in here. I want to start running some campaigns. So what do? You click on this campaign tab right here. What that's going to do is show you all of the available campaigns. In other words, all of the available pieces or the landing pages that you can start selling on. As you look at all of these, you can see that it's got different numbers. You don't really have to look at that, but here is the title of the campaign. In other words, this is the actual, what we've called the piece. It's Life with Pause. All of these things are all set up. Payout is 40% of the retail. You make it per sale. So now these tabs that are all set up here all have specific purposes. And if you'll notice, if I hover over this long enough, what will happen is it should show up and tell me what it's going to do, as long as it will cooperate. All right, well, let's just click on it. This is actually called the view. So what it will do is actually open up another page, which is opening up in another screen here. And let me just drag it over. So you see it actually opens up to the Living Bling page, and it actually shows the piece that's connected with Life with Pause. Notice that the title matches the title of the campaign, which is right here. All right, so if you ever want to be able to see this, you can always come right in here. This is the landing page. This is exactly how your customers will see that once they click on your link. So how do you get your link? Well, that's a great question. I'm glad you asked. Right here. This is how we get our links. For this landing page specifically, let me just go back. For this one right here, the link, oops, it's going a little bit goofy. The link that you're going to want to put in there is right here. So I'm going to copy this. Okay, I'm going to bring it over here. And let me just pop it right in the URL here. And you'll notice that is what it looks like. Now, as soon as I hit enter, you'll notice it does a quick redirect. Drops you right in here, and it's the exact same page that we were just looking at. All right, so that's as simple as it is to be able to get your link. This is it. We're right here. Now, Here's the other part that's really cool. Everybody that has been in Facebook marketing has done some advanced marketing. Sometimes you want to do different ads, and again, Harlan will cover all of that. But if you want to do, let's say you want to do a page post engagement ad, or if you wanted to do a website conversion ad, or a clicks to website, so on and so forth. This is a great way that you can now start tracking a variable URL. There's a lot of different terms in the marketplace for these different types, but let's just focus on the fact that these give you the ability to actually tag or meta tag, whatever you want to call it. It's a variable URL. So now I want to say I'm going to test my PPE ad. So this is a PPE ad that I'm putting up here. You'll see right here there's actually an amended part on the back of this. This link can then go directly in. I can create my ad, and I'll know based on this thing that all of the traffic that came from this link is a PPE ad. Maybe I even want to go a little bit further, and I want to do PPE ad on Facebook. And now I've got the ability to actually know that this is a PPE ad from Facebook. Or let's say it's a website conversion. So let's just use WC Facebook. So now I can tell anything that's coming. You can create as many of these links as you would like. There's no limit on those. Now, very quickly, I'm just going to take off because a lot of stuff is kind of intertwined. So I'm going to take off, and then we're going to come back onto this page. So where in the world do I find all that? It's right here in my reports. See this where it's called sub-ID report? That's your variable links. All right. So let me go back here, and I'll show you where it's at again. So right here, we have sub-ID 1, sub-ID 2, sub-ID 3. If I want to look at my reports on that, I come in here. I'm going to go to my report, sub-ID report. These are all variable URL variables on this. All right, so that should be crystal clear there. If you decide you want to do, let's say you own a blog and you want to post a link directly in your blog, there's ways to do that. You can create your link in here, and this is my blog post. However you want to organize this, this is entirely up to you. Whatever you want to do. All right, and so if I click off of this and I click back on, again, I have the ability to put in a different link. Let's say it's the website link. So I can keep creating variables on here, and again, I come into my reports, and I'll see this sub-ID, and I'll be able to know exactly what's going on with my traffic. All right, so campaigns. Number one, we just talked about, this is where you can go to view them. You'll see the actual landing page. Number two, you'll actually see this link. That's probably the most important. And then number three, remember when we talked about that dashboard with all of that tracking information? Here's where we go to actually add all of the pixels. All right, this looks massively confusing. It's really not. Super, super simple. Don't get caught up with all of the different things here. If you don't know what they are, great. If you do know what they are, then you know how to put them in there. So what we're going to look at just for Facebook pixels is your raw text. So I'm going to click on raw text. Now, Harlan, you asked me to actually show where to get that from, correct?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So what I have to do is actually open up my Facebook account, and now I use Business Manager, and you can find it in your manage your ads. Let's see here. Okay, it's taking a second to load. All right, so I'm going to show you real quick. This is where you're at. As soon as that comes up on the screen, this is my manager. Click on Tools, and I want to look at the pixel. So I'm going to click on the pixel. Oops, I actually have to select one. Let me select this one. And I want to look at the pixels. Okay, so now I'm in Facebook. Pixels right here. This is the one that you want to use. This is one everybody's going with. Now, what in the world do I do with it? Well, I need to find out where it is. So I want to view the pixel code. So now I'm going to look at the pixel code. This is where your pixel code is going to be at. You're going to want to copy this. This is all of the code. You don't have to edit it. You don't have to do anything with it. You just need to copy it. So I'm going to copy all of, let me get the right part of it. There we go. Copy all of it. Copy. Shrink that down. Come in here and paste. And you're done. That is all you have. Well, you have to save it. Now you're going to save it. You see the success? The new pixel has now been created. That is all you have to do to be able to start tracking this stuff. That's it right there. Super simple. All right, so let me go ahead and just finish out these next couple of things right here, and then that way we can open it up for questions because I see that people are already asking questions. The next thing is creatives. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail again on creating the Facebook ads, but everybody's going to ask, where in the world do I find pictures, or how do I get the pictures off of this site? How do I, just all kinds of questions there that come out. So let me just bring up this one right here. This is the page. And this is the piece, and say that you want to use this picture right here, and you want to post that into your Facebook page because that's the one that you like the best, and you know that your audience is going to respond to that. So how do you get this picture? Well, there's a couple ways to do it. Number one is you can actually come onto this site, take a screenshot, and you can actually save this picture and you can use it. All right, that's one way. The other way to be able to do this is to actually look at your creatives. That's what this paintbrush right here is. And then there's another one here which I'll talk about in a second. So if I want to look at the creatives, I'm going to click on this. And you'll see here it says Banner Inventory 3. Click on this, and now you can see all 3 of the pictures that we are currently using on our site are available. You can use these in multiple ways, and honestly, in this situation, the sky is the limit. If I wanted to use this on my blog, and I wanted to get just the HTML piece, I could click on the HTML, and now it's giving me the HTML information to use. So if you are a coder, you will understand what the HTML is, and this picture will now become a link that has your ID. You can track it all through however you want to do it. This now can be put on your blog, and people can click on the image from your blog, get directed to this landing page, and make the purchase. That's one way. Another way that you can do this is you can actually just right-click, save the image. That will actually give you the image that you can use to be able to post on your Facebook. All right? So those are 2 of probably the most common ways that people use these. You'll also notice in here that you'll see the size. You'll see what type of file it is. In this situation, these are all JPEGs. We see these sizes are all here. So again, as you learn and as you have more experience, you can understand how you can take some of these pictures. If you want to create a different size, feel free to create a different size to make it fit within your blog or Facebook or whatever you want to do. You can edit these pictures with the sizing on that. That's totally fine. But this is what we have. We will be adding more in the future. So we will be adding other sizes and other things that are available in the future. Okay? So that's one way to be able to get.
Tim,
go ahead.
You should have gotten an email from Brooke.
Yep. That's where all these came from.
Okay.
So we're going to make some other ones that are going to be a little bit thinner to be able to use for banners, probably some longer ones, and we'll get some more added, but all of these are what we have currently, which are great, perfectly, I mean, these are very usable. You can definitely create whatever you need as far as for marketing. In fact, Harlan, I mean, I'm sure you're using these, and I'm sure that you're doing pretty well with those too.
They're working really well.
Yep. Okay, so this is where you can get the creatives if you want an individual. Now, let's say that you want, oh, you know what, I just want them all. Okay, well, you just come over in this section and click on that, and now it's saying it's processing. What they're doing is basically downloading all of this information for you into a file that you can use on your computer. All right, you see down here, it's got these gears working, it's thinking, it's downloading the process, it's downloading your images, it's downloading your HTML links, it's downloading all of the creatives that we have for this Life with Paws. Once it gets done, you will be able to see down here, it'll pop up and say, oh, hey, you're done. So we can open it up at that point in time, but I just wanted you to see exactly where it goes with that. All right? So that's the campaigns. There's a lot of information there. This is probably where you're going to spend 90% of your time, other than looking at some reports and some communication. So let me jump into some of the reports. Obviously, there's 0 traffic, so there are 0 results. You'll be able to see in here your commission summary, how much you've made. You can click on your month-to-date activity. You'll be able to adjust this part for specific times, like, hey, how did I do this weekend? Well, you can click on this part of it. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's click on this one, and then we're going to click on the 24th, and then run this report. It'll run it for you. Now, obviously, there's no activity on it, but it will say, oh, wait, we got to click. Why? Because I used that, and I was showing you as far as a test. I can then take all of this information. If I want to download it into a CSV file, feel free to download it in a CSV file. If you have a different way of tracking, you're more than welcome. Now, see down here, it just popped up. Download is now ready. All right. So let me finish with the reports, and we'll go look at that. Remember what I said, too? The sub-ID, any of those sub-IDs or variables that you put in, you'll be able to find those right here. Okay, so let's click on this. It'll actually show you. I've downloaded this a couple of times, but you can see all you have to do is either, if I want to throw it out, great. If I want to keep it, I just click on one of these buttons, and it will actually download it directly to my computer. Okay, so that's super simple. All right, communication, right here, in-network mail. If you want to send us directly an email, it will go to support, and you can ask questions or whatever. I'm also available via Facebook through the Facebook group pages. Feel free to ask questions there. You can take a look. Occasionally, what we will do is we'll send out updates on new products that have been added. Again, that's why we use this network mail. It should come directly to your email box, so whatever email you put in there, make sure that we can get a hold of you. Because it will be important as we release new products and new items. All right, again, coming back here, I can see, oh, here's the download manager. Remember, we just talked about how we were downloading product or the creatives. I can come here and I can actually look at all the different downloads that I've had or where they're at. Obviously, it's a zip file because of the way it works, and then you can download these. All right, and then let's go right back to the dashboard. This is where it's at. Now you can see here, oh, it came 100% from desktop. I have one click because that was my click, and obviously zero sales yet. All right, so let's go ahead and open this up for questions, Harlan. That's pretty much everything that I have that you can go ahead and watch this video 3 or 4 times. Should answer all your questions, but this can get you started, how to get the links, where to get them. There's a little bit of some advanced stuff in there, but it should be pretty simplistic. Don't need to get into all the advanced like the variable UIDs or anything like that.
Okay, let's see what question. We got an awesome from Kay.
Is there a, never mind, I found it?
Yes, that was from Darlene. Can I use these products on my Shopify drop shipping site?
No.
No, because you have to check out here.
Correct. Yep. It's not available for the Shopify part because the Shopify, you would collect the money. In this situation, this is what is typically called a platform, which means that we collect the money and then we pay out the affiliate rate, which is revenue share. And honestly, guys, I've been in this game a long time. Harlan knows. I've been in this game a long time. When I'm looking at this product at $48, it's about the price of a sweatshirt. Right now, everybody is oohing and ahhing about the fact that it's sweatshirt season, and this is the time when you can really make a lot of money. Folks, you're making close to $20 per sale on this, on a $48 buy. So, holy cow, is it a great offer for y'all. I mean, that's substantial.
And to me, it's easier to sell than a sweatshirt.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. The connection's there. The connection's there, and that's what makes the difference. And that's, sorry, little rabbit trail real quick if you don't mind. That's what made the t-shirts game so big for a while there, is because people were connecting a design to a passion. And that's what this jewelry does. It's the exact same thing. You're connecting a passion to something that people, a piece of product that's somebody's really, really passionate about, and that's what makes it so awesome. And that's where you get that connection. So, and it's high quality stuff. I mean, we're looking at really great product here.
Other questions. Gary wants to know what the payouts are.
All right, so at this point in time, what we have, and what we've talked about till the end of the year, what we're paying out is 40% of the revenue, whatever that revenue is. So it's $48. What it comes out to be is $19.20 per item sold.
That's a pretty nice payday.
Yeah, it should be. I mean, you only got to sell a couple. And here's the other thing, and Harlan, sorry if I'm stealing a little bit of your thunder. I get excited about this every once in a while. But here's the other thing is, okay, so if you know that you're going to make $19 per sale, now your ad spend, if you're getting sales for somewhere around $5 per sale as far as your ad spend, that means that you're making almost $15 per sale. And who doesn't want to throw a $5 bill at a $15 profit all day long? I mean, that's what it really boils down to. You can get it below 5.
Get the
Go ahead,
formula
sorry.
and scale.
Yep. Yep, and that's what you're going to talk about on Sunday. So I don't want to get into that. So, but yeah, I mean that's the way it is. You look at it. What is your cost as far as getting that sale, and then, man, dude, I'll throw as much money at that all day long once I know what those numbers are.
Okay. This is Charlene says this is kind of the way ClickBank works.
It's similar, but it's not exactly the same. ClickBank has a lot more to do with digital type products, so I'm not going to go down that road, but ClickBank typically likes the digital. This is actually a physical product. So the physical product is what, but yeah, you're right, same concept, same thing, absolutely.
Okay. Kay said she made one sale already. Just jewelry on
Awesome.
the site? Are you making a separate site for supplements? Actually, the next thing that happens as soon as the label comes is going to be cosmetics.
Guys, I'm so excited about this site too because there is really no limit to what we can do. This is just the beginning of having some products that are really high quality products that we can actually use and have, and my goodness, it's awesome. It's totally awesome.
Gary says, nice. Nice pieces, good time of year to sell. Now to make sure I know how to list on Facebook. Well, on Sunday, we're going to have a whole webinar on that. What about the refunds? Vic wants to know.
Okay.
First of
Now,
all, hold on, Sandra. The whole time Purely Possum has been up, how many refunds would you say there have been? 5 or 6 out of how many thousands of pieces? It's like, do not be thinking refunds, especially in this period of time. Refunds basically do not exist on this jewelry. It's really nothing.
and if you're driving good traffic, then there shouldn't be any issue of fraud. So there shouldn't be any problems or any challenges whatsoever.
I would not be wondering about refunds.
Yep. Okay. Kay was asking about pet supplements. I'll leave that to you, Harlan.
Okay, well, the pet supplements are right now, they're getting launched on Amazon, and you may be able to do that there as soon as that's set up. We'll let you know.
Okay. Any other questions? Seems like we've pretty much covered everything.
Other questions? Okay, there being no questions, then we will just wait and you'll see up to date the latest information on selling on Facebook. It's all new. Facebook has made some changes to make things a lot easier, and you will discover them this week. All right, thanks for the time, Tim. And guys, let's go get some selling there. All right.
Awesome. Let me know if there's questions within the Facebook group. I can handle talking to some of y'all too.
All right.
I like you.
Just reach out to Tim directly. Okay, you don't have to tag me. Reach out to Tim. Take care, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.